What is going on, everyone? So alongside the Citadelle Des Morts gameplay trailer, they also released a new blog post which has a bunch of information that's going to clarify some of the questions I had about that gameplay trailer. So let's check this blog post out. First of all, we have a roadmap here, which obviously is going to show not just zombies content, but also some multiplayer content. Let's take a closer look at it because it might have some stuff we haven't heard of before. Obviously, the usual stuff for multiplayer, there is a brand new strike map called Racket. Then there's Hacienda returning from Black Ops 4, which is really exciting. And then Nuketown is getting a reskin for the holidays, which is awesome. Of course, you also have Warzone ranked play, all that stuff. Don't really care too much about Warzone right now, although I'm still going to be playing it for sure. But for zombies, we have, of course, the brand new map. They are specifically saying that the Doppelghast is a new enemy, which makes me think that we're probably not going to have any other new enemies on the map. It's probably just going to be the Doppelghast. Then for perks, we have Vulture Aid. We already knew that. The ammo mod, light mend, field upgrade, Tesla Storm. The wonder weapons are actually called bastard swords, which is kind of interesting. There's a zombies training course, and then a bunch of other new rewards, new augments, Gobblegums, and I'm sure this thread is going to go through all of that. We also have some new weapons down here, a new sniper rifle, a new shotgun cleaver, a 3-round burst attachment for the XM4, so you can basically turn it into the M16. We have a new 3-round burst mod for one of the SMGs, so a bunch of stuff there. And then for LTMs, we have a whole Christmas event going on here. There's Holiday Rush on Area 99, Slay a Ride Resurgence. I really like that mode from Urzikstan last year, so I'm definitely excited to see that return. There's Ransack, there's Infectious Holiday, and then of course Jingle Hells for Liberty Falls. We have some events, new bundles, and then the Squid Game thing that they're doing as well. So there's a lot of stuff that is going on for Call of Duty over the next couple weeks, months, whatever. So let's now check out more about the map itself, and unfortunately right off the bat, this already doesn't make me too happy. We have Parasites, we have Vermin returning on Citadelle Des Morts. I'm gonna make a whole video talking about this because I do think one of my biggest issues with zombies currently, and just modern zombies in general, is how they keep overusing boss zombies that I just don't think they should be. And yes, games in the past have done the same, but the games that haven't done it too often, like Black Ops 3, Black Ops 4, these games, they found a way to have really different bosses per map. Now, obviously, there's some that did carry over, but they thematically fit the map, so it worked. Whereas here, I just don't see how Vermin and Parasites are going to fit the map the same way they did on the other maps. But regardless, it's not going to ruin the map. It's just one of those things where I just wish wasn't the case. Here's a bunch of images of the map as well. It's a little description here about the map too. One of Avalon's oldest landmarks, the Citadel is shunned by locals, both for its sinister history and because it is a base of operations for the crime family known as the French Syndicate. The castle was established in the 1100s on the site of a leper colony, and the construction was completed a century later in the 1300s. The renegade knight Guy de Saint Michel and his 4 enforcers took over the fortress and instituted a criminal reign of terror that birthed the syndicate. Really interesting stuff there. Obviously, just a bit of an overlook of the map. Looks really cool, obviously. More images as well. I mean, there's a lot of different statues that, like I said, I'm assuming there's going to be things you have to do with these statues. There's no way there's just going to be a bunch of statues that have no purpose to it whatsoever. This statue looks really cool. I wouldn't be surprised if this is like the final boss, like maybe the statue will come alive or something. I think that's entirely possible. I feel like the statue's there for a reason, but it looks pretty cool. There's a tavern and a cellar, a lot of stuff in the village. Honestly, more to the village than I feel like we see for the castle. There's a lot. I think the village is probably the majority of the map, to be honest. It seems like a lot of the gameplay was in the village as well. And then of course you get to the ramparts and the courtyard of the castle and the entrance hall. I don't really think the castle area is going to be as big as we think, but I'm hoping there's a lot to it because there's a couple rooms here. We have the dining hall, and then the dungeons. That's what we saw in the underground areas. And then we get to the new enemy, the Doppelghast. I want to read the description of this enemy just to see what it's like. So roughly translated as double whore from the original German and Old English respectively, these tormented ghouls are pale imitations of something that looks human but most certainly isn't, not least because the entity sports 2 screaming skulls, rotting flesh stretched across each of them, seared in a Sneemity? I don't know what that word is. Pockmarked torso of pallid gray skin, tendrils, and protruding entrails. Damn, they look kind of crazy here, though. I'm not gonna lie. Like, sometimes they just look very different, but like this shot looks weird just seeing how different in size it is. Like the heads look a lot bigger than the body, which is really strange. The other entities of the Citadel, the packs of lesser undead roaming the environment, are mainly comprised of local townsfolk, farmers. Yeah, so they look pretty cool, I will say, the actual design of them. And then there's Vermin, Parasites, and are you kidding me? They're returning the Amalgams as well? Yeah, so Vermin, Parasites, I don't really get that though. Like, why? Like, what's the point of returning the Amalgams? I don't know, man. I don't know. At least there's no manglers though. I'll give them that. There's no manglers. That is a plus in my book. I am happy about that. But Amalgams, I don't know. I feel like Amalgams, these already look like Amalgams. Maybe they turn into Amalgams or something, but regardless, I don't know. I'm just not too crazy about that. So here's the bastard swords with the elemental forms. So let's just read how this actually, like, I wonder if they're going to tell you how you obtain it. The bastard sword itself is a formidable melee weapon, splitting the filth-filled undead into cleave chunks with devastating slash, along with a defensive parry. Oh, you can defend with it too? That's really cool. Particularly useful when blocking incoming projectiles. I like that. However, this claymore can be transformed. So yeah, you start with the regular sword and then you upgrade it. So just like the bows from Der Reisendrock can be transformed into one of the 4 elemental wonder weapons, each with a unique and devastating special attack, as well as a passive effect that is powered up over time. So you got an attack and you got a passive effect. That's cool. Definitely like the sound of that. We have, oh, here's the different ones. So there's Calburn, Dragon's Fire, which is of course the fire sword. Create a fiery maelstrom of burning undead flesh, setting zombies alight and summoning an immense fireball. That sounds so sick, man. Oh my god. Durendal, Stag of the Storms. This is the electric one. Summon thunderous power from the skies, discharging voltaic power to stun and stagger before an electric beam serves up as severe searing. Dude, that just sounds insane. So you got the fire one, electric one, and we have the Balmung Raven's Shadow. It's probably the Shadow Rift Void one. Cast your rotting foes into the ethereal abyss, warping nearby enemies with a focused liminal tear. And that's obviously the purple one. It looks so sick. I like how they're based on specific like animals as well. Like this one's a stag, this one's a dragon. Well, I guess creatures, animals, whatever. You got dragon, stag, raven, and the last one looks like a lion. Yeah. Line of light. The warmth of light courses through you as you send foes screaming in darkness. So that's the one that looked like a rainbow, but I guess it's just a light one. So you have light, shadow, storm, and fire. So that kind of does line up with some of the ammo mods, because the light mend ammo mod is, you know, light themed. So you do have the light mend one that goes with that, the shadow rift one that goes with the raven shadow, then you have obviously, you know, blast furnace and dead wire. So that's really cool. I like the sound of that. I wonder if the upgrade quests are going to involve the ammo mods at all. I feel like they probably will. The only time we've ever seen that happen before was Alpha Omega, where the ammo mods applied to specific upgrade variants. So it's entirely possible they can do that. And of course, you have the main quest and quest rewards. And of course, it's going to launch at the same time you complete it. You get the Jackknife Operator skin for Weaver. Where is that skin? They're not showing us the skin, but it sounds cool. Jackknife. I don't know what that's going to look like, but definitely curious to see more of that. Just some more images here. We have the traps, oil trap, the line cannon, syndicate loot crates. Evidence of presence can be explored as Citadel and more specific crates. So I guess those are just like the loot crates that we saw on Terminus in the water. Probably the same thing. Points of power. Strange metallic manhole covers have been discovered in various locations, but none of them seem to lead anywhere. Oh, so yeah, I was right. Those like red, like rift things that they were doing in the trailer, those are probably going to be the power. So it's going to be like generators, basically like Terminus. Really, probably no different. Oh shit, the line cannon, you can climb inside of it. What would happen if you climbed inside of it? That sounds cool. Yeah, obviously we're going to use that to blow open the gates as well, but the fact that you can climb inside of it, that sounds incredibly cool. And then for the oil trap, it also says here, well, made even more potent if a Molotov cocktail is thrown into the mix. That's cool. So you can like put a cocktail in there and make it even better. Really, really awesome stuff, to be honest. I'm actually quite impressed with that. And here, Vulture Aid, which it's interesting that they changed the color scheme, probably just because there's too many red perks already, maybe. But I like it. I dig the look of it. It's definitely very, very different. And yeah, that's the machine. It looks insanely cool. Definitely, I mean, I prefer, I don't know, do I prefer how the original looked? I don't know. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. It's definitely cool to see it return nonetheless. So obviously it is going to be available on Liberty Falls and Terminus through the Wonder Fizz. That's kind of obvious. So basically what it does is you'll get an increase in the variety of loot dropped from enemies, and that includes essence vials and small ammo drops. Oh, so this will actually allow you to get more points. That's actually kind of interesting. This will be a great perk for getting more points then. Now let's take a look at the major and minor augments for Vulture Aid. I'm definitely excited to see these. So for the major augments, we have one here that zombies have a chance to create a gas cloud that charges your field upgrades. So that's, I mean, the gas cloud is similar to the original version, but then I guess charging your field upgrade isn't similar to the original version. This next one, zombies have a chance to create a gas cloud that conceals you while standing it. So that is the original Vulture Aid. I think everyone's going to use that over anything, even though charging your field upgrade is obviously probably going to be pretty useful. It's just the fact that, you know, having that OG feel of Vulture Aid, you're only going to get that with this specific augment. So I'm definitely going to go with that. And the last one here, Vulture Aid ammo drops give more ammo to wonder weapons. That'll definitely be quite useful, but I'm probably going to go with that middle one definitely. For minor augments, auto pickup loot from further away. That seems useful. Critical kills have a chance to drop extra salvage. Yeah, that's pretty useful. And then on death, zombies have a higher chance of dropping your current equipment. I like that one. That sounds good to me, because I always get annoyed with whenever I run out of ammo or whenever I run out of my equipment, and the only way to get more is either just finding it off the floor or just crafting more. But the fact that you can just get the one that you currently have, that's really cool. So here we have the Light Mend ammo mod. This one, each bullet has a chance to transform a normal or special enemy's health into a healing glyph that moves to nearby injured allies. Oh, so it moves to you. You don't have to go to it necessarily. That's really interesting. This ammo mod can be used in all 3 zombie maps. Yeah, okay. Here's for the major and minor augments. The healing glyph will now damage enemies that touch it, but lifetime is reduced. Light Mend can activate on elite enemies, dropping 3 more healing glyphs. Consuming a healing glyph will temporarily allow you to heal faster. That seems probably the better one there. The healing glyph lifetime is increased. The healing glyph replenishes more health when consumed. And lastly, increase the range that the glyph will move to an ally. And then Tesla Storm. I mean, we know what the Tesla Storm is. Don't really have to go over what it was again. The field's damage is increased by the number of allies that are connected. On activation, stun and damage all nearby enemies. On activation, create a lethal surge of electricity around you. For the minor ones, increase the range the electric tether can connect to allies. Overclocked, your movement speed is increased during Tesla Storm. That seems pretty useful. And then increase Tesla Storm duration. Okay, sounds cool to me. I'm not really too excited for Tesla Storm, to be honest, but it exists. And then the Gobblegums, we already kind of learned about this the other day, but it's just a little more information on them. Power Keg is going to spawn a full power power-up. Timeout will last 3 minutes and clear all normal and special enemies and end the round. Normal spawning will not resume during this time. So it basically gives you time to like pack a punch, hit the box, stuff like that. So that's kind of interesting. And then Whimsical, the Holiday Cheer 1 zombies will basically just have festive decorations. And then we have Jingle Hells. I mean, this looks pretty sick. Honestly, this immediately makes Liberty Falls look like a better map because it has some like actual, you know, aesthetic to it. Like, this looks pretty cool. I like the snow and the fact that everyone's all dressed up. It looks fun. I'm sure it's going to be a good time. But the fact that it's a limited time mode, that really sucks. Limited time modes make a little bit of sense in multiplayer because they don't want to have too many playlists at a time. I kind of get that. Zombies though, I don't see the problem. What's wrong with having the mode stay forever? I get it's Christmas themed, but like, is the game gonna blow up because a Christmas themed mode is in the game when it's not Christmas time anymore? Like, nobody cares. Nobody's gonna load up the game in, you know, April and be like, oh my god, there's a Christmas mode in here, I can't play it, the horror. Like, no, that's not how it works. So I don't really know why it has to be limited time. I get maybe their thought process is they're more likely to get people to play it if it's limited time because they're like, oh my god, it's only gonna be here for like a month, so jump in while you can. But like, I don't know. And I get maybe their point is they want people to play the original version of Liberty Falls, and they think that if they have this, are people ever going to play the original version of it? But I mean, it's just another way to play the map. If people want it to be Christmas themed, keep it. You know, the devs put a lot of hard work into this. I doubt the devs decided to make it limited time because I don't think people would want to put all the hard work into making this mode what it is just for it to disappear after a month. I just don't think that's what they would think to themselves. So I hope they can decide to keep it, you know, full time, but unfortunately it says it's limited time because like it looks cool. It looks like a cooler version of Liberty Falls, to be honest, and it has some differences to the mode as well. You're gonna have different audio, it says, different music, which sounds really cool. The arsenal and crafting tables aren't around, so it already is very different than the original version of the mode, or of Liberty Falls. So like I think people will probably still play the original version as well. I don't think this mode will take away from the original version at all. You're gonna have snowmen. Wait, what? Oh, they're gonna have loot in them. Interesting. Or they can hide zombies. That's cool. Then you have present boxes. Oh, the Sam trials are changed to Samta trials. Okay, that's cool. There's frozen rounds. The frozen rounds sound really cool. There's a naughty or nice power up. Gobblegum gifts. That's cool. Snowball piles. Just all that stuff just sounds fun, and I feel like that's something that should stick around forever. And then here's some gameplay updates. We already went over this the other day, but reduces number of mangler spawns at mid to high rounds, implementing a maximum cap on active manglers in the game, ramping up until the cap is released at round 100. Reducing the mangler arms cannon health, significantly reducing the length of special rounds by reducing the number of spawns and adjusting the spawn delay rate for special rounds, scaling parasite damage between rounds 31 to 91, interesting, and slightly increasing damage scaling for zombies, base zombies at round 150 to 400. Damn, okay, they're really making changes to high rounds quite a bit. That's interesting. And there's a bunch of multiplayer stuff here. I'm not gonna take a look at it because I'm not too interested. I mean, there's obviously Nuketown Holiday looks cool. This made me think it was gonna be for zombies for a second, but this is obviously just, oh, there's a vermin here. Wait, what? Even the undead are getting into the holiday spirit as zombies and fallen operators don festive clothing in this festive twist. Wait, this isn't infected, but why is there vermin though? Oh, I guess it's just going to be infected, but then there's normal zombies that also walk around. Bro, just give us Onslaught then. Like, why? You could literally just give us Nuketown Zombies at this point. Like, there's no reason not to, man. That would just be an extra map to play and have fun with. Why not? And here's the Squid Game event. I had to check this out real quick. It's interesting. It says multiplayer, Warzone, and zombies. That's really strange. So there's going to be, I guess because there's skins, right? Squid Game gets the green light to come to Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Look for limited time modes in multiplayer, zombies, and Warzone. Wait, so there are going to be limited time modes in zombies for Squid Game? Well, I mean, in general, just having limited time modes is already pretty cool, but I didn't think they would have modes in all 3 different modes. I don't know. I'm not really sure what that's going to mean, but that's going to do it for this blog post. I mean, there's obviously some other stuff here, skins and stuff. And I mean, if you want to check that out, definitely go check out that blog post yourself. But hopefully you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below of all this information about Citadelle Des Morts and just Black Ops 6 Zombies in general. I will see you guys on the next one. Peace out.